Khartoum City, executive capital of Sudan, just south of the confluence of the Blue and White Nile rivers. It has bridge connections with its sister towns, Khartoum North and Omdurman, with which it forms Sudan's largest conurbation. Originally an Egyptian army camp, pitched 1821, Khartoum grew into a garrisoned army town. The Mahdyists besieged and destroyed it in 1885 and killed Major General Charles George Gordon, then the British Governor-General of the Sudan. Reoccupied in 1898, Khartoum was rebuilt by Governor-General Lord Kitchener and served as the seat of the Anglo-Egyptian Sudan government until 1956, when the city became the capital of the independent Republic of Sudan. Khartoum is a major trade and communications center, with rail lines from Egypt, Port Sudan, and Al-Ubaidi, river traffic on the Blue and White Nile rivers, and an international airport. Built along spacious tree-lined avenues, its principal buildings include the Palace, Parliament, Sudan National Museum, University of Khartoum, formerly Gordon Memorial College, 1902, Nilayne University, formerly the Khartoum branch of the University of Cairo, 1955, and Sudan University of Science and Technology, 1950. There are Roman Catholic, Anglican, and Coptic cathedrals as well as Greek and Maronite churches and several mosques. Besides acting as a trading center, Khartoum also produces textiles, gums, and glass and serves as a printing and food processing center. An oil pipeline between Khartoum and Port Sudan was completed in 1977. Because of immigration from other regions and from Western Africa, Khartoum exhibits less of an Arabian cultural influence than its sister towns, even though most of its population speaks Arabic. Khartoum, also spelled Khartoum, is the capital city of Sudan as well as Khartoum State. With an estimated population of 7.1 million people, Greater Khartoum is the largest urban area in Sudan. Khartoum is located at the confluence of the White Nile, flowing north from Lake Victoria, and the Blue Nile, flowing west from Lake Tana in Ethiopia. Divided by these two parts of the Nile, the Khartoum metropolitan area is a tripartite metropolis consisting of Khartoum proper and linked by bridges to Khartoum North and Omdurman to the west. The place where the two Niles meet is known as Al-Magran or Al-Mukran, English, the confluence. Khartoum was founded in 1821 by Muhammad Ali Pasha north of the ancient city of Soba. In 1882 the British Empire took control of the Egyptian government, leaving the administration of Sudan in the hands of the Egyptians. At the outbreak of the Mahdiyist War, the British attempted to evacuate Anglo-Egyptian garrisons from Sudan, but the siege of Khartoum in 1884 resulted in the capture of the city by Mahdiyist forces and a massacre of the defending Anglo-Egyptian garrison. In 1898 it was reoccupied by British forces and was the seat of Anglo-Egyptian Sudan's government until 1956. In 1956, the city was designated as the capital of an independent Sudan. 3 hostages were killed during the attack on the Saudi embassy in Khartoum in 1973. In 2008, the Justice and Equality Movement engaged in combat in the city with the Sudanese armed forces as part of the war in Darfur. The Khartoum massacre occurred in 2019 during the Sudanese Revolution. Between 2023 and 2025, the city saw extensive combat during the civil war involving the armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, affecting Khartoum International Airport and other critical sites. In 2025, the Sudanese armed forces recaptured Khartoum from the RSF, leaving widespread destruction. Khartoum is an economic and trade center in North Africa, with rail lines from Port Sudan and El Ubaid. It is served by Khartoum International Airport with the new Khartoum International Airport under construction. Several national and cultural institutions are in Khartoum and its metropolitan area, including the National Museum of Sudan, the Khalifa House Museum, the University of Khartoum, and the Sudan University of Science and Technology. Khartoum is located at the confluence of the Blue Nile and the White Nile. Khartoum is relatively flat, at elevation 385 meters 1,263 feet, as the Nile flows northeast past Omdurman to Shendi, At elevation 364 meters 1,194 feet about 163 kilometers 101 miles away. After the signing of the historic Comprehensive Peace Agreement between the Government of Sudan and the Sudan People's Liberation Movement, SPLA, the Government of Sudan began a massive development project. In 2007, the biggest projects in Khartoum were the Al Magran Development Project, 2 5-star hotels, a new airport, El Meknemra Bridge, finished in October 2007, and the Tudi Bridge that links Khartoum to Tudi Island. In the 21st century, Khartoum developed based on Sudan's oil wealth, although the independence of South Sudan in 2011 affected the economy of Sudan negatively. The center of the city has tree-lined streets. Khartoum has the highest concentration of economic activity in the country. This has changed as major economic developments take place in other parts of the country, like oil exploration in the south, the Jid Industrial Complex in Al Jazeera State and White Nile Sugar Project in central Sudan, and the Mero Dam in the north. Among the city's industries are printing, glass manufacturing, food processing, and textiles. Petroleum products are now produced in the far north of Khartoum state, providing fuel and jobs for the city. One of Sudan's largest refineries is located in northern Khartoum. Retailing. The Souk Al Arabi is Khartoum's largest open-air market. The souk is spread over several blocks in the center of Khartoum proper just south of the Great Mosque, Masjid al-Kabir, and the minibus station. It is divided into separate sections, including one focused entirely on gold. Al-Kasra Street and Al-Jamhuriya Street are considered the most famous high streets in Khartoum state. Afar Mall is located in the southern suburb of Arkuit. The Afar Mall has a supermarket, retail outlets, coffee shops, a bowling alley, movie theaters, and a children's playground. In 2011, Sudan opened the hotel section and part of the food court of the new Corinthia Hotel Tower. The mall/shopping section is still under construction. Khartoum is home to the largest airport in Sudan, Khartoum International Airport. It is the main hub for Sudan Airways, Sudan's main carrier. A new airport was planned for the southern outskirts of the city, but with Khartoum's rapid growth and consequent urban sprawl, the airport is still located in the heart of the city. Khartoum's transportation is limited to the vehicular road system, with buses and personal vehicles comprising the main types of vehicles. As with many cities in the continent, parts of Khartoum are connected through privately owned buses. Khartoum has a number of bridges across both tributaries of the Nile. The Meknemra Bridge, the Blue Nile Road and Railway Bridge, the Cooper Bridge, also known as the Armed Forces Bridge, and the El Menchia Bridge span the Blue Nile, connecting Khartoum to Khartoum North. The Omdurman Bridge, the Victory Bridge, and the Alda Basin Bridge span the White Nile, connecting Khartoum to Omdurman. The Tudi Bridge connects Tudi Island with Khartoum. Prior to the construction of the Tudi Bridge in 2008, residents of Tudi Island relied on water taxis to cross the Blue Nile into Khartoum. Khartoum has rail lines from Wadi Halfa, Port Sudan on the Red Sea, and El Abeid. All are operated by Sudan Railways. Architecture. The architecture of Khartoum reflects the city's history since the early 1820s and is marked by both native Sudanese, Turkish, British and modern buildings. In general, the architecture of Sudan reflects a wide diversity in its shapes, materials, and use. Since independence, the people of Sudan have introduced new infrastructure and technology, which has led to new and innovative building concepts, ideas, and construction techniques. Culture. The largest museum in Sudan is the National Museum of Sudan. Founded in 1971, it contains works from different epochs of Sudanese history. Among the exhibits are 2 Egyptian temples of Boan and Semna originally built by Pharaoh Hatshepsut and Pharaoh Thutmose III, respectively, but relocated to Khartoum upon the flooding of Lake Nasser. The Republican Palace Museum, opened in 2000, is located in the former Anglican All Saints Cathedral on Sharia al-Jami'ah, next to the historical Presidential Palace. The Ethnographic Museum is located on Sharia al-Jama'eh, close to the McNamara Bridge. Botanical Gardens. Khartoum is home to one of the oldest botanical gardens in Africa, National Botanical Garden in the Mogran district of the city. Clubs. Khartoum is home to several clubs, including the Blue Nile Sailing Club, social clubs such as the German Club, the Greek Club, the Coptic Club, the Syrian Club and the International Club, as well as football clubs Al Khartoum SC and Al Ali Khartoum. Places of worship. The places of worship in Khartoum primarily consist of Muslim mosques. There are also Christian churches and temples, Coptic Orthodox Church, St. Matthew's Cathedral, Khartoum, Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Khartoum, Catholic Church, Sudan Interior Church, Baptist World Alliance, the Greek Orthodox Church of the Annunciation and Presbyterian Church in Sudan, World Communion of Reformed Churches. In popular culture. Literature. Khartoum's unique history and cultural significance have inspired literary works that explore its past, present, and future. For example, in Reading Khartoum, the city is depicted as a space shaped by movement, political instability, and socio-cultural changes, resulting in underlying layers of meanings and ambiguity. Arabic written poetry also offers a personalized glimpse of the city, reflecting its distinct cultural appearance and setting it apart from other Arab and African cities. Thank you for watching this video.